My work in hobby space had been a mess for a little over 2 months after we had some work done in the house. I always kind of wanted to get at it, but never had the motivation until I got some inspiration in two forms. The first one being this model. I'll put a link in the description. When I saw it on my mini factory back in the spring, I knew that a friend of mine would love the vibe of it, and their birthday's coming up. So I thought, what a great time to print it off, paint it up, and give it to them as a surprise. The second form of inspiration that I had was watching all of the hobby vlogs that have been coming up after Trent started doing the permadeath daily vlog. It's been really cool seeing all of these creators posting more genuine and direct videos. It's been really interesting seeing how personal and intimate the vlogs have been. There's something about the almost raw nature of it where people are just sharing their passion and their excitement for the things that bring them joy, as well as the challenges that they're having in not only creating videos at a faster pace, but the work that they're doing having challenges. For a while, I've been thinking about just starting and what that means. Not only in terms of making content, which is new to me, but changing jobs, new phases in life, getting past the initial fear of something that is unknown and learning that, hey, maybe it wasn't as difficult as we made it out to be. So this is my first actual video that I'm posting. I'm nervous. I'm a little bit scared about it, but I'm also excited, and I really want to dig in with that feeling and see where this takes me. Painting this model has been therapeutic in ways. There's been challenges, which I'll get into shortly, but I think it's going to be beneficial for me to just make stuff and create, especially the way that the world is right now. So if you're on the fence about getting started about something, I say just go for it. It doesn't have to be forever. It doesn't have to be something that you actually enjoy. You can always stop at any point. The risk is really in seeing that it could be something you like and then preventing yourself from doing it out of fear or anxiety or whatever it is, right? In terms of the challenge, this video shows me trying to paint the skin, and as you probably just saw, I was a little too eager on that shoulder and lifted up some paint. So I worked at trying to fix it by stippling in some paint. That wasn't the only spot where that happened, unfortunately, but the end result of me trying to fix that is I decided, you know what, it's better for me to just peel this back. So what you'll see in a little bit is me carefully with the brush just scraping back all the paint that I had put on the model. And you know, a little while ago that probably would have really frustrated me and put me off. But with where I am now and what I wanted to do with this model, yes, I dropped it. It's fine. It didn't break anything. It's pretty sturdy. It's very, very light. It's a hollow model. It was just a silly fumble of my hands. But painting has been good for me mentally. And you'll see a lot of people in the hobby talk about how it is a little therapeutic or meditative. And I found that to be the case. If I have the opportunity at night, I will paint for a couple of hours and then go to bed and feel more rested than if I were just sitting and watching videos. So I peeled the skin paint back and back down to the primer. And like I said, I had been a little overeager. The paint hadn't fully set in a few places, and I had to do this a few times in different areas of the model, to the point where I said, you know what, I'm going to peel it all back. I'm going to start over, go back in fresh. And I ended up doing the skin mostly with the airbrush to try and get the blends and the smooth tones that I wanted. In the end, I'm a lot happier with the way the skin tones turned out using the airbrush. The blends are a little smoother. I got the shadows where I wanted them, and they look a lot cleaner. But like I was saying, a couple of years ago, this sort of thing happening would have put me off my rhythm, would have got me frustrated to the point where I set the model down and walked away from it, and probably wouldn't have come back to it and would have missed my deadline of the birthday, which is not what I wanted. And I'm glad that where I am now, I was able to make the adjustment, work through some of that frustration, and keep going to get to a point where I'm happy. So this is after I did the skin and some other pieces on the model, and my work in hobby space, while still quite a bit of a mess, is at least usable, and I'm back to painting again.